against Aberdeen. Disappointing week for Jimmy Calderwood, losing in the semi-finals of the CIS Cup, but a momentous week ahead. They play Celtic here today and Bayern Munich here on Thursday. Craig Thompson will be off to Euro 2008 as a fourth official. Back on familiar territory, Gordon Strachan was 51 yesterday. He spent 7 years of his life, 7 trophy-laden years, right here at Aberdeen, in that all-conquering side of the 80s. It's Aberdeen, who owe their fans one after that midweek horror show, who get us going. Celtic 7 points behind Rangers, and it's nearly 5 years since they were that far behind their old firm rivals. Derek Young's coming in on that and made decent contact.
Yeah, he did, coming in from the left-hand side there. It was good build-up from Aberdeen, they worked it down the right. It's a decent ball in. The Celtic defence, they don't challenge. Just couldn't get it down, Young. Took a little knock as well for his trouble.
Marta Boric has only conceded 1 goal in 5 games since returning from a knee operation. But Darren Mackie is closing in, and that's an important challenge from McManus, because Boric had come off his line and thought about coming out then.
Yeah, again, that came from that right channel for Aberdeen. Just the ball played over the top, very.
Aberdeen up and at them. This is the start they wanted against the champions. Scott Severin with a long throw. Xander Diamond looking to make contact, and it's Josh Walker on loan from Middlesbrough, who fires well over, but he has caught the eye of Jimmy Calderwood and gone straight into the team since arriving.
Yeah, an up tempo start for Aberdeen. I thought it would be the other way around. I expected Celtic to start on the front foot, and that hasn't happened. Walker had a wee chance there.
Not the best of kicks from Boric, again putting pressure on his defence and again forcing Stephen McManus into action. Severin. McManus there again, standing firm in the opening exchanges. Gary Caldwell asking a bit too much of Scott McDonald. Celtic have won their last 6 encounters with Aberdeen, and they really can't afford to slip up in this fascinating race for the title. Alan Mabry, a former Hearts man, returning north of the border from Leicester. Scott Brown, Hartley, now Naylor. McGeady, he will get a free kick.
I can see Paul Hartley in that role that he plays so well, just in front of the back four, mopping up everything, getting on the ball, making little angles, getting Celtic started. Very important for them. As I said earlier, it then does give the other midfield players license to get forward without having to worry about their defensive situation. They know that he'll be there.
It's away by Maybury. The Celtic fans in fine voice, and thousands of them of course have made the journey north, and they will get to see a corner now. Shunsuke Nakamura recently returned after 2.5 months out. And he's played a lot of football over the past couple of years. The rest probably did him good. Could do with the ball here, always handy. So a long wait for this corner. Will it be worth the wait for Celtic? Nakamura and McManus wasn't picked up, and that was a big chance. In fact, it's been diverted away for another corner.
That was a big chance. You saw Jan Fingerhoff Hesselink, Caldwell, and then it was McManus who made that late run. It's Xander Diamond who lets him go. It's far too far off him in that situation.
Testing time for Aberdeen as Nakamura prepares to float another beauty in. Venagora Hesselink is there, and it's been fired just wide by Lee Naylor, of all people.
Certainly a warning sign though for Aberdeen. 2 corners not dealt with at all well, and that could have fallen to a Celtic player a lot easier than that chance. You see Jan Fingerhoff Hesselink trying to get to the front post area. It falls for Naylor, but he can't scoop it around. Probably should have used his right foot rather than his left.
Well, he hasn't scored yet for Celtic, Lee Naylor. He wasn't about to start there. Scott Brown wrestling, jostling with Scott Severin. Caldwell, Brown, Naylor, alongside of Brown, and now Severin will give it to Derek Young. And here's Jackie McNamara, who spent a successful 10 years with Celtic. Nakamura, he's got the free kick, and we're ganging up on him then. Josh Walker and Jackie McNamara, both involved.
Yeah, McNamara just tucking in a little bit there. Taking care of business with Nakamura. Expect Aberdeen to double up on both sides, on McGeady and on Nakamura.
Caldwell. Dave Boos sticking close to Scott McDonald. Boos, who came on late on in the CIS Cup semi midweek. This is his first start. Caldwell. Naylor decides to go back to McManus. And a high boot brings some agony and brings a free kick here.
Yeah, you can see that one. It's Young. Takes a sore one on the ankle, I think.
Well, he's been in the wars early on, had that header and fell awkwardly in the opening seconds, and now in need of treatment.
Yeah, we'll just see it here with Jan Fingerhoff Hesselink coming in with a straight leg. Studs are up. He does get the ball, but he follows through as well. Aberdeen have got in wider areas through Nicholson and Maybury, Young and McNamara, players who really can play on the ball, very good technically. I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Caldwell will be wanting to get the ball into those players as quickly as possible and try and start attacks from there.
Looks like Derek Young will be okay. Made a surprise return to Aberdeen for a second spell. Severin. Young is back on. This is Maybury. Barry Nicholson hugging the touchline. Walker. Strong challenge from Scott Brown. And then from Paul Hartley. has set Celtic on their way. McDonald for Nakamura. Aidan McGeady calling for it, but it's not going to reach him. Barry Nicholson intervening.
Well, that was a situation there where Nakamura's pace lets him down when he picks the ball up in that area. Normally a wide player could drive on and try and get to the byline, but he can't do that. Tucked inside, try to switch it out to McGeady, who of course we know has got the pace to get to the byline.
Venegora Hesseling seeking that one out. McGeady. That's decent. Scott Brown's header comes back off the post. Brown very nearly opening the scoring.
Well, that's excellent play, isn't it, from McGeady?
McNamara. Miller. Now Walker. Barry Nicholson calling for it and receiving it. And Derek Young could just be in. Young sends it back for Mackey. And that is a crucial miss for Aberdeen. Darren Mackey, who has a habit of scoring against Celtic as well, didn't manage to there.
Well, Celtic were unlucky at the other end, and then Mackey gets this chance. And what a chance that is. He can even take a little touch there if he needs to. There's no composure in that one at all. Fantastic chance. And here McGeady on the left hand side, cutting back inside past two Aberdeen players. A delicate little chip ball, and that's Scott Brown getting into the box. That's what I was talking about earlier with Hartley playing that defensive role. It means he can get in about there. It's a great header, very unlucky.
Nicholson is hurt now, and both teams are certainly fully committed to their cause.
Yeah, it's a really lively one, isn't it? Great atmosphere as well. As I say, Ian, both sides going for it. And Barry Nicholson took a rap on the knee from Paul Hartley. You can just see it there. It's a sore one.
An uncompromising start to this Aberdeen-Celtic clash. It's usually like that when the old firm come here.
Well, you'll see that Hinkle has to watch on the right-hand side in the same way that Naylor has to on the left. It's twice now that Young's managed to coast in and create problems. Of course, he laid the ball back for Darren Mackey, who should have done a lot better. And so far, both sides could have a goal. We don't see it that well from there, but he does catch Nicholson. Paul Hartley, the studs right across the knee. It's always sore. It'll take him a little while to get back to it. And he started the game well.
It's a slow and painful trudge for Barry Nicholson, who started his career with Rangers. And they will carry out further checks on Nicholson as Naylor takes the throw.
Well, they all want him back on the pitch quickly because so far, it is early in the match, but the width that Aberdeen have has worked for them. We all know that Celtic get plenty of that through Nakamura and McGeady on a weekly basis, but at times Aberdeen lack it.
Derek Young. Barry Nicholson still off the field. And receiving treatment. Lee Miller with a flick on, and Josh Walker arriving in the box, but it was scooped away by the German international, Andreas Hinkel, who was injured just 18 minutes into his SPL debut.
Well, that time Hinkel was on his toes, wasn't he? He spotted the run from Walker.
Looks like it might be game over for Barry Nicholson, sadly. Boritz easily able to claim that. Richard Foster is going to be his replacement. But that's a blow, because Barry Nicholson is one of Aberdeen's main men.
Yeah, he certainly is. One of Aberdeen's more consistent players this season.
Scott Brown for Hinkel. Away by Xander Diamond. Here's the captain, McManus. McNamara rising with Venegora Hesseling. Dave Boos flung himself at that, and now Derek Young for Maybury. Severin. Caldwell stepping in front of Miller. Aberdeen eager to get Richard Foster on. McGeady. McDonald. Sidestepping Maybury. McGeady's cross, and it's surely Nakamura to fire Celtic in front. Aberdeen's worst fears realise as they concede an early goal. Naka back in business.
Yeah, Celtic take advantage of being a man up. 11 to 10. And Nakamura makes it 1-0. Good play again down the left-hand side though. A decent ball, and Aberdeen don't deal with it. Initially it was Scott McDonald. McGeady then plays it in. You can see Boos misses it completely. It's poor defending. See there, he just steps over it, and that allows it to squirm through. And there was no chance Nakamura was missing that one.
Not many of his 22 goals for Celtic have been from close range. And in the aftermath of that goal, Aberdeen did bring on Richard Foster for the injured Barry Nicholson.
Yeah, and that means Derek Young will take his place on the right-hand side, switching over, allowing Foster to come on the left.
Mackie offside, flags up against Lee Miller.
That's unfortunate for Aberdeen. They were a man down, but give Celtic credit, they capitalised, didn't they? They used that left-hand side. McGeady, who has been a danger already in this 20 minutes that we've played almost, and Nakamura doing what he should do, tucking in from the right-hand side. And when you do that, you get your reward.
Scott Brown. Xander Diamond hurt as he cleared that. He's hobbling now, and that's the last thing Aberdeen need, having already been forced into a change. Nakamura for Brown. Celtic in a menacing mood, but it's met by Boos. Foster. It's come off Foster. Celtic's throw. McNamara, Mackie, who missed a large chunk of this season through injury. He's got Derek Young available, but Naylor stops it reaching him. It's got there now. Severin, Josh Walker, losing out to Naylor. I think that might be a free kick.
Yeah, Derek Young stopping McGeady in his tracks. It's been lively. It has been helped by this pitch. It looks like it's been rolled. Very good surface, allowing the players to zip the ball about.
A decent start for Gordon Strachan's Celtic. Strachan, who enjoyed considerable success as an Aberdeen player, and he has enjoyed considerable success as a Celtic manager. 2 titles in 2 seasons, but a real challenge from Rangers this time. And Celtic having to keep up with their old firm rivals. So far, so good at Pittodrie.
That goal just sums up Celtic really, in that they can score goals from all over. Would expect the 2 strikers to be on the end of one of those crosses, but that time it was Nakamura.
There's going to be a rush of Celtic players into the box late on as Nakamura floats it in. McNamara met it. And Severin completed the clearance, but there's nobody advanced for Aberdeen.
It looks like Celtic have been working on their dead ball situations in training. A lot more movement there. All the big guys up and plenty of versatility in the box. People trying to get across Aberdeen defenders. Makes it very difficult.
Celtic have been racking up clean sheets in the SPL lately. Aberdeen are going to have to change that. Scott Brown, cut out by Dave Boose. McGeady, Nakamura, and now McDonald went to ground, but no foul from Jackie McNamara, says the ref.
I think it was just clever full-back play from McNamara. He got his body across Scott McDonald. I think the little striker knew it.
That's a foul by Stephen McManus, though, on Lee Miller. Scott Brown making sure that it wasn't going to be a quick free kick. Josh Walker, on loan from Middlesbrough, will be 19 later this month. Floats it towards Sander Diamond, and Boose is there, and Mackey's coming in, and Foster unable to find the target.
Oh, it's well worked. The ball floated into the back post. Cut back really well. Boose flicks on. You expect Mackey to try and get on the end of that. Boris can only get a hand to it. It's Foster that's left with a chance. Diamond initially, then Boose. Well, doesn't see it very quickly, does he? Comes at him at such speed. Just reaction more than anything else.
Celtic haven't conceded a league goal in 2008. Nakamura, the goal scorer. Scott Brown, Hinkle, Hartley. Way behind McGeady. Here's Mackey, who had that big chance to poke Aberdeen in front. Hinkle. Caldwell. And that is a foul by Boose into the back of McDonald. Nakamura. McDonald. Brown.
Celtic look like they've got a far more comfortable shape with Paul Hartley in the side. You can see they're just picking the ball up in those areas. And they look a lot more progressive going forward as well.
McNamara, Hartley screening it. Caldwell.
It's a job that Paul Hartley's doing. I'm sure the Scotland manager will be looking at in the studio. Certainly do that at international level as well.
Naylor, strong challenge from Young, and now Maybury takes over. Diamond, Deuce, Walker, he's lost it to Hartley, and he's certainly stifling Aberdeen. It never looked likely for Jan Benegor of Hesseling. Coming tomorrow from the Barclays Premier League, it's Arsenal against Blackburn, and you can see it from 7 o'clock on Setanta Sports 1.
Well, that goal for Celtic was exactly what they needed to settle them down. As I said before the match, the longer this one had gone 0-0, the more the pressure would heap on them. It's not the case. They can now settle in a little bit, start playing football.
McNamara for Mackie, unable to set it up for Lee Miller. Aidan McGeady, who was up against Brazil in the week with Ireland.
Yeah, he's having a good season, isn't he? Seems to have developed further this season in the team, playing regularly as well. And that's Aberdeen's problem though, isn't it? That's 24 games in a row now that Celtic have scored against them. They just can't keep clean sheets against Celtic.
Whipped in by McGeady, and Benegor of Hesseling very nearly doubled Celtic's lead.
Well, Aberdeen are going to have to try and pin down McGeady, but when you've got feet as quick as that, it's so difficult to defend against. And yet another great ball in. And I think Jan Fenner of Hesseling should do better. It's his type of ball.
Foul by Scott Brown, who will be suspended when Celtic return here for the Scottish Cup quarter-final. He'll also be suspended for the first leg against Barcelona in the Champions League. Lee Naylor for Scott MacDonald. McGeady. Lee Miller, and he could slip Mackie in. He has. It's Darren Mackie, and it's agonisingly wide of the mark, but only just.
It's very good play from the Aberdeen front two. Miller sliding the ball through for Mackie. It's a good first touch. He takes on his left foot and he goes across Boric. You could just see the moment he struck it, it was going to be just a few inches to the wrong side. Good play though.
And he's been out for 3 months with an ankle injury, Darren Mackie. His last SPL goal was actually against Celtic towards the end of last season. Here's Foster. Strong challenge from Finkel. It is a corner.
Well, Foster does give you pace down this left-hand side. A lot more pace than Nicholson. Maybe not as composed as Nicholson and good in the ball, but he certainly will have a go at Hinkle.
Josh Walker's corner, away by Caldwell, and then by McGeady, although he's given it back to Walker, who tried a different tack. Scott Brown wasn't about to lose that to Walker. And a free kick from McDonald.
Yeah, the striker did well.
McDonald on the receiving end from a former Celt, Jackie McNamara. Nakamura has swapped sides with McGeady. Has found Naylor. Scott Brown trying to make the most of that. Gary Caldwell. Offside against Scott Brown. The flag was a little late because the assistant referee waited for him to get involved. We don't have to wait long for Scott Brown to get involved.
Yeah, but I think that's onside. I think he times his run well. The linesman gets it wrong.
McGeady shrugging off McNamara. Naylor looking for Scott McDonald. He has Dave Bruce for company. Maybe not for long though. Well, Vinagora Hesselink had come in and Nakamura wasn't quite where he might have been, although he was for the goal.
I think that was poor defending though from Bruce. He allowed McDonald to go at him and then get inside the box, and that made it difficult for the defender at that point. He had an opportunity to get closer to him outside the box.
Maybury, Miller, wayward header, Vinagora of Hesselink back inside his own half. Nakamura, who scored on his return from injury against Sterling in the Scottish Cup. And now he's back in the SPL goal-scoring business as well.
I'm pretty sure Celtic will want to try and get the ball out to this right-hand side to Aidan McGeady, so you can have a run at McNamara. I'm sure you'll have him for pace and probably end up seeing Foster tucking back in. That'll be a good race.
McDonald, Brown. Sander Diamond stayed down momentarily, and he's hobbling his way back into the box as McGeady. Oh, that's a fantastic goal! He is having some season, and when he scores, they're often special. Celtic are 2-0 up and sitting pretty.
Oh, this is top drawer, really special. He saunters along, then thinks, come inside, takes one touch, two, and then bang! What a strike. McNamara thinks he's shown him the right way coming inside, although, is he? He's on his left foot. He should be showing him the other way. And Landfield can't get anywhere near it. It's just top quality, that. You can see he bends it around the defender as well. Landfield probably a little bit unsighted, but he was never getting there.
McGeady's 8th goal of the season. His last 6 were all at Celtic Park, so about time he got one on the road.
It's not bad, is it? He started on the left, Set up the first goal. Moves to the right. Scores the next goal. Now he's going back to left again.
Lee Miller. A long way back for Aberdeen now. And certainly ruining that early miss from Mackie. But here's Miller. There's been a bit of a clash near the touchline. Man down for Celtic. And now Young and Naylor exchanging words.
See why? Well, that's it there. Naylor just stopping Young. He can put his elbow up as well. Derek Young didn't like it. But you can see from the start of this match, although Daramaki did have a great chance, Celtic have meant business. They've approached it well.
Scott Severin then with the long throw. Xander Diamond was wrapped around Venegor Hesselink. And now Craig Thompson wants a word because Xander Diamond has protested about the presence of Venegor Hesselink from that long throw. Xander, not for the first time in his life, had a bit to say about it.
Oh, that's what it's all about. You can see the centre of your picture why Xander Diamond wasn't happy. Jan Fedorov Hesselink's arm right across him, but wasn't too much in that really.
Young, Mackie. Celtic responding superbly to the fact that Rangers opened up a 7-point gap yesterday. A gap that may not last for long at this rate. Still 3 Old Firm games to come this season. And they should prove more telling than ever.
Yeah, they're going to be massive, those matches. At the moment, Gordon Strachan's team handling the pressure. And this was a lot of pressure today to come up to Pittodrie and put in a performance like this in the first half.
Nakamura, Hinkle, Brown, Nakamura. No foul by Foster. Nakamura not giving up yet. Scott Brown. Brown as busy as ever. Darren Mackie on the chase. Manislow sorts him out.
Yeah, having watched a lot of Celtic games recently, you can see that with Donati not in the side, it's working a lot better for Celtic's midfield. Just seems to have a better balance about it with Hartley in there alongside Brown. Brown tenacious, winning the ball back, getting himself forward. Hartley very composed, very calm.
Aberdeen desperate for a reply before half-time. Easier said than done against a Celtic side who haven't been giving much away lately.
Aberdeen are trying to play football. They haven't given up yet.
Here's Maybury. Walker. Foster closing in on Hinkle. Can Foster get it across? No, Scott Brown and Gary Caldwell combined to snuff out that threat.
Yeah, Hinkle looking very sloppy on that right-hand side there.
Josh Walker's corner. But it comes to nothing.
Well, Aidan McGeady started this game so well. Just sums up his season so far. That is a special strike.
Derek Young sends that back roughly in Boris's direction. Lee Miller.
Well, that was poor from Miller, but Aberdeen have looked like they are capable if they can get the ball into Miller's feet and Mackie's feet up there. Certainly getting plenty of support from midfield, but it's just a case of getting it into them and making it stick.
It's over 5 hours since Aberdeen scored an SPL goal.
Well, that's not good news for Jimmy Calderwood. Not when they're 2-0 behind against the champions. As I say though, they are playing with a high tempo, trying to get themselves back into this one.
Well, they need something before half-time to make a game of it. Aberdeen lost their last league game here to Hearts, but up until then, Jimmy Calderwood's team had been unbeaten at Todbury since September.
It's not as if Jimmy Calderwood has goals on the bench. Lovell's not really been doing it of late. And young Chris Maguire's not quite there yet. It's totally different for Celtic with Robson and Samaras on the bench. They do have goals.
Scott Brown. He's got about 3 Aberdeen players chasing him. Vennegoor and Hesseling. McGeady. McDonald. Naylor. A little dink for McDonald to latch onto again. Penalty. Scott McDonald brought down, and Celtic could increase their lead before half-time. It's a yellow card for Josh Walker for the challenge.
Yeah, you can see this one coming. He's nowhere near the ball, and he knows it's a terrible challenge. You know, Aberdeen haven't been that bad in this first half, really. It's just that Celtic have been so good.
So, Scott McDonald, 21 goals this season, make that 22. He has been clinical and ruthless all through the season, and Celtic have had both those qualities in this first half.
Well, you can see he wasn't going to give that ball to anyone. He wanted that penalty. There was never any doubt of him finishing it. Classic pen, sends the keeper the wrong way, into the side net, impossible even if Landfield had guessed the right side. And just adding to his tally.
22 goals in 33 games for Celtic, Scott McDonald.
As I said, Ian, Aberdeen haven't been bad in this game. To go in 3-0 down shows you how good Celtic have played. Some good football right from the start. Could have been different if Aberdeen had taken the chance to Darren Mackey, but I doubt it.
Foster. 3 shots on target for Celtic, 3 goals. Can we argue with that?
Yeah, that's clinical.
Half-time fast approaching. It's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time as Walker's corner is easily cleared by Hartley, but only to Foster, and Hinkle in the way of that. It's bobbled off McDonald. That's why we're champions, the cry from the Celtic fans.
I think the only real worry for Gordon Strachan at half-time, if you can call it a worry, is how you fit Bayer Robson and Samaras into this side when they're playing like this.
Yeah, he is spoilt for choice at the moment. Gordon Strachan, some shrewd investments during the transfer window. And the title race is turning into some duel between the old firm.
It was very important that Aberdeen kept it to 2-0 at half-time, because they know at that stage you can come out in the second half. If you get the first goal, after that you're back in it, but at 3 down it's going to be a slog.
Miller has flipped that on, and now Foster, and he's made a mess of it, and Aberdeen have blew the big chances that have come their way.
They have, and that was woeful. Does everything right as well, nice little touch, but he's just got to strike through that one, keep it low, make Boric work. I don't think he can believe that one. Neither can he. Shaking his head there. Should have been so much better. He went for the difficult lob.
Well, there was a late opportunity for Foster, there was an early opportunity for Mackie, but in between, Celtic showed them how to finish. Seconds remaining in this first half. Hartley sidestepping Severin. Well, Rangers took a 7-point lead at the top yesterday, but Celtic's response has been emphatic. Nakamura with the opener. Another wonder goal for Aidan McGeady to add to his growing collection. And a penalty for Scott McDonald, the SPL's major marksman this season. Nakamura in the right place at the right time to get Celtic going. McGeady usually specialises in the spectacular, and then on the stroke of half-time, Scott McDonald brought down, and you just knew that in the mood he's in, that penalty was always going in. Celtic cruising. They lead 3-0 at Aberdeen.
Limited damage, or do they even believe they can get back in this game? I don't see a way back into it, I have to be honest, and I don't think many will. I can see Celtic, as I said, going on and get another couple.
Another polished performance from Celtic, George.
Well, it's half-time. You know, you never won or lost anything, but at the moment you've got to think Celtic are going to be comfortable winners. But yeah, Aberdeen get a quick goal, you never know. But as I say, it's going to be a difficult 45 minutes for Aberdeen.
3-0 at the moment for Celtic. Nakamura, McGeady and McDonald with the goals so far. Here's the second half with Scott and with Ian.
Here's Rob, an excellent first half showing from Celtic, and they prepare to start the second half. They brushed Kilmarnock aside last week in the Scottish Cup, and they're now doing the same to Aberdeen in the SPL. Celtic looking good. They had a dodgy December, but that is well and truly behind them now. And the title race becomes more tantalising by the week.
Yeah, well, Celtic have tended to lose goals away from home this season. Not recently, but they have this season, but they've also scored the most goals in the SPL away from home. So that doesn't bode well for Aberdeen in the second half.
Xander Diamond met the long throw from Naylor. Here's McGeady. An effective first half from him. A goal and a bit more besides, and a free kick now.
McGeady just picking up where he left off, giving the Aberdeen defence a torrid time.
And Celtic, of course, have this man standing over their free kicks. Delightful delivery from Nakamura. Aberdeen need an early goal in this second half to lift their spirits and their fans. Lee Miller. Severin. McNamara for Foster, who came on in the first half for Barry Nicholson, who took a sore one on the knee, and that'll be a worry ahead of the big European date with Bayern Munich here on Thursday night. Foul by Derek Young on Nakamura.
Yeah, they'll need to improve in the second half, so the last thing they want to do is go into Bayern Munich off the back of a trouncing.
McGeady taking them on again. Here's Naylor and McGeady. Oh, superb swivel from McGeady, and the beneficiary is, yes, you guessed it, Scott McDonald. McGeady, though, with some magic in the build-up, and McDonald, as always, there to pounce.
Oh, this is sublime. It really is priceless, that. In a tight area, the swivel, the back heel, buys himself a couple of yards, and he dinks that one, and he puts it right on top of Scott McDonald's head. No chance of missing that one. It's on a plate. And Aberdeen's worst fears have come. Another goal for Celtic so early in the second half. Just far too easy.
McGeady is having some game. Scored one, made two. And Scott McDonald has his 23rd goal of a simply sensational season for the man who was once discarded by Gordon Strachan at Southampton. Not much chance of that happening again, and Aberdeen toiling as McGeady closes in on this and earns a corner. And Celtic could score a few more at this rate.
They could. And we saw Aberdeen with defensive frailties against Dundee United in the Cup, and we're watching even more today.
Yes, Aberdeen conceded 4 against Dundee United on Tuesday in the CIS Cup. It's happened again in the SPL, and Andy Considine is going to come on for Xander Diamond in a mo. Nakamura's corner, Langfield didn't get too near that, and it cannoned off Vennegoor of Hesselink.
Well, he's on his way to trebling the goals that Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink has scored, but you have to give credit to the way it was supplied for him, and that's why he's thriving when he's got players like him.
So Aberdeen taking off Xander Diamond and bringing on Andrew Considine. Diamond reflects on another dismal day for Aberdeen, and he is straight away to the tunnel.
And that's definitely a long walk back today in front of the Aberdeen fans. It has been a bit of a shambles defensively, it must be said. But yet again, Celtic clinical. And Jimmy Calderwood, huge mountain to climb.
Celtic doing their goal difference the power of good today. They've now overtaken Rangers in that respect. Scott McDonald has already scored 2 hat-tricks for Celtic against his former club Motherwell and against Dundee United, and he's on the verge of a hat-trick of hat-tricks.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Gordon Strachan leaves him on just because of that, but I would imagine that Samaras and Robson will take part very soon. Gordon Strachan will want to give him as much time as he can to settle in, and that may mean it's the big Dutchman who'll have to make way.
Gordon Strachan can certainly afford the luxury of resting a few. And Barry Robson and Georgios Samaras warming up with Evander Snow.
I just hope he doesn't take McGeady off. He's been so good to watch tonight, or today I should say.
Venegora Hesseling, that's surely a penalty. No, Craig Thompson says no.
Well, that's that's laughable. That's a penalty.
Here's Derek Young. No 1-2 with Darren Mackey. Well, Aberdeen got the sympathy vote there, didn't they?
Yeah. Referee undoubtedly feeling sorry for Aberdeen, I think.
It was Venegora and Hesseling against Boos. Those two played against each other a few times in Holland. Maybury's cross. How many do Celtic fancy on Pittodrie today? They're up to 4. And I doubt if they had finished yet.
The worry is that they look like they're enjoying themselves and have the appetite for more. And you know, as you said, Ian, it will boost the goals for tally. And that could be vital at the end of the season.
Josh Walker. Aberdeen would probably want the game to finish now, but there's a long way to go yet. And Scott McDonald is gunning for a hat-trick. And Dave Boos. Well, he's got a goal kick out of it.
Well, we can see a different angle of this Jan Venegora Hesseling claim for a penalty. And he can't believe it, can he? They don't get much more conclusive than that one.
That was rather blatant, but Craig Thompson decided otherwise. Just as well Celtic are 4-0 up, really. And they would have had a bit to say about that decision. Josh Walker takes it, Artur Boruc grabs it. Here's Hinkle, returning to the side today after he was injured on his SPL debut. Scott Brown chasing the new arrival on the pitch, Considine. Jamie Langfield in the firing line again. Conceded 4 against Dundee United in the week. 4 today against Celtic. McManus, McDonald, Nakamura. Here's Venegora Hesseling. McGeady. And Nakamura! It's a fine save from Jamie Langfield because it was heading in for number 5.
But he was giving an inquisitive look. You cannot allow Aidan McGeady to just saunter into the box like that. And they were queuing up. Nakamura with a great strike. A good save from Langfield through a crowd of bodies. Just poor defensive displays that are causing Aberdeen all sorts of problems.
Nakamura. Oh, look at the space for Scott McDonald. Will it be a hat-trick? Not yet. It's another very good save from Langfield, and he's fuming with those around him.
Well, Jimmy Calderwood must be tearing his hair out. It's just woeful defending. And again, Langfield totally exposed.
He's not getting much protection, Jamie Langfield. Not much at all. Celtic in the mood for more goals. Nakamura's corner. And it's Scott Brown who could tee up Hartley. The flag stayed down, but it didn't matter anyway because Langfield grabbed it. Aberdeen in disarray. Benegora Hesseling for McDonald. Can he find a way through? Maybury and Considine ensured otherwise. This is going to be a long 33 minutes for Aberdeen.
Well, it will be if you can't pass the ball 4 yards.
Hinkle. Nakamura. Hinkle going for a possible return, and Foster has turned it out for a corner. And Georgios Samaras is going to be on any second for Celtic. Scored when he came on to make his debut at Kilmarnock last week. Can he repeat that feat in the SPL?
Well, that's not looking too difficult at the moment.
Nakamura drills it in, and it's come to Venegor of Hesseling. Who could be the man coming off. Samaras waiting in the wings. Nakamura. Langfield will grab that. Josh Walker. Well, we hear that Samaras is going to come on for Scott McDonald, so he won't get the chance unless he gets one just here to complete a hat-trick.
I'm not sure he'll be too happy with that.
The way it's going today, he might yet get a chance to do that before he makes his exit. McDonald, Naylor. Neither here nor there from Naylor on his right foot. And Langfield has stopped it going out, so Samaras will have to wait. Celtic fans singing their Samaras chant. And his arrival is imminent after this free kick, which Scott Severin is standing over. In fact, Severin is more than capable of having a pop from this range. But maybe it's a bit too far out. Hinkle. Bit of a strange one. Boos struggling. Hinkle got a kick from Mackie, and that will be a free kick for Celtic. we've hit the hour mark. Celtic's bench so strong, but there won't be another hat-trick for Scott McDonald. Another major contribution to the Celtic cause. 23 goals now for the Aussie. He's replaced by Georgios Samaras, who joined from Manchester City, where he didn't have the best of times, but he was prolific in Holland with Heerenveen. Goal on his debut at Kilmarnock, and the Celtic fans who've travelled in their thousands to Aberdeen would dearly love another right here, right now.
Well, I think Scott McDonald handled that quite well, didn't he? Very professional, applauding the fans and off. But I'm sure the fans he'd staying on the park.
Gordon doesn't look like he's about to enter into a discussion about it. Here's Darren Mackey with a chance to respond, and McManus got himself in the way, and Derek Young couldn't get through, but Lee Miller does. Aberdeen have got a goal, Miller the scorer, but it's only light relief.
A couple of desperate tackles from Celtic. McManus here, then Caldwell blocks this one from Derek Young. And Miller, when it eventually arrives at his feet, he gets it in off the bar. Well, it's one goal back, 3 more to go.
Well, Aberdeen have made another substitution, and they've taken off a sub. Richard Foster, who came on in the first half, has been replaced by Chris Maguire. Samaras now for Venegora Hesselink, and Boos is going to have to deal with it. Aberdeen have annoyed Celtic now by scoring a goal. And Richard Foster has a hamstring problem, with Barry Nicholson going off in the first half. Problems piling up for Jimmy Calderwood ahead of Bayern Munich's visit here in the week.
Yeah, that really is a problem. 2 players that can give Aberdeen width. And Foster in particular, pace.
Nakamura will get the chance to take another corner. Celtic aiming to inflict more misery on Aberdeen. Nakamura, his corner grabbed by Langfield. Lee Miller's goal, by the way, his first since he netted against Rangers here before Christmas. First goal in 10 games. Brown offside against Venegora Hesselink. One other note about Lee Miller's goal: it's the first goal that Celtic have conceded in the SPL in 2008. Gordon Strachan's side have really tightened things up of late, and certainly in the past couple of games they have played some fabulous football.
Aberdeen have created chances in this game. In the first half, 2 or 3 good ones. Just didn't take them.
Miller again. And Venegora Hesselink chasing Boos. Severin. Maybury. Away by McManus. Samaras. McGeady. Nakamura chasing. Here's Chris Maguire. Hinkle. Hartley. McGeady. And offside against Vinegar of Hesselink.
The game has gone just a little bit flat now, which should suit Aberdeen.
Jackie McNamara coming off second best against the club that he served so well for a decade. Maguire tussling with Brown. Vinegar of Hesselink will get a free kick off Severin. Celtic heading for a 7th straight win, and a 7th straight win over Aberdeen as well. Brown. Hinkle. McGeady. Not the first thing he's done wrong today. He's held back Mackie. Free kick, and a yellow card is going to be shown to Aidan McGeady for that. He feels it's a little harsh.
Yeah, that was a little harsh. He was making his point that that was his first real challenge. And he was more upset about his initial touch, which led to Aberdeen getting possession.
Might be wise to move away now. The only blemish on a dazzling day for Aidan McGeady. Josh Walker then sent in a decent free kick, but Celtic could break out. McGeady, Scott Brown racing through the middle, Samaras available too, and Samaras is brought down, and there's going to be another card coming out here. Derek Young, when he looks up, will receive a yellow card. He probably thought it was worth it to stop Samaras in his tracks.
And Samaras using his pace and his strength. He's going to get past him and just takes him out.
The Celtic fans were encouraging a red card, but it's just a yellow for Young.
Oh, Samaras is a big lad, a big striker, but he's certainly not a conventional target man. He likes to run the channels, he's got pace, very mobile. Does offer a different option to Jan Venner of Hesselink.
A yellow card eventually shown to Derek Young, and a Nakamura free kick now coming Aberdeen's way.
Yeah, and more worryingly for Aberdeen, another wide player who's taken a knock. Doesn't look too good.
Well, we've seen this kind of situation a few times since the man from Japan arrived in Scotland. Half of his 22 goals for Celtic have come from free kicks. Nakamura not catching out Jamie Langfield that time.
That was a more difficult side for him to take it. Didn't leave him the correct angle to find the corner, but he tried to anyway.
Derek Young's back on. He's going to have to carry on anyway because Aberdeen have used their subs. Here's Maguire. knock on the head for Dave Boos as he bravely went in at the feet of Samaras. Derek Young is toiling. But Aberdeen have used all their subs, and Barry Robson is going to take his Celtic bow very soon. The strength of Celtic's bench today shows what good business Gordon Strachan did during the transfer window. Walker whips it in, Mackie and Severin. It's not gone out yet. Lee Miller retrieved it with a dainty touch. Walker zips it back in, and Dave Boos is there. Boritz with a comfortable save.
There was a chance. It's a free header in the box.
Derek Young is a virtual passenger out there, but he's just going to have to keep going. He's actually just going to stay up front because he can hardly move. Well, here comes Barry Robson. Shunsuke Nakamura, who opened the scoring today, goes off. And Barry Robson, who had a fantastic season for Dundee United, is welcomed into the Celtic family. And he's probably the last man that Aberdeen wanted to see, because he scored twice against them last month for Dundee United. Scott Brown has volleyed that into the net, but the whistle had already gone for a free kick. I think he wants the goal.
I think he was asking why not advantage.
Well, Barry Robson has got the ball, he's placed the ball. He'll be relieved that it was Nakamura who went off. Now this could be an entrance to remember.
Certainly the right spot, very central, but if anyone can do it, he can.
It's a situation made for him. Barry Robson, he has done it. Ha, wouldn't you just know it? Instant impact, instant hero. You could almost see it coming from Barry Robson. Celtic hit the high fives.
Well, it's a replica of the one against Jamie Langfield from a few weeks ago. So clever. He's not gone for height. It goes through the wall. Doesn't do its job, the wall. Doesn't protect Langfield, but it's just quality. He's done it all season. What a way to make an entrance in a Celtic jersey.
Barry Robson marking his Celtic debut with a trademark free kick. That's the way to make an impression when you join the old firm, the big boys. He had been on the field for 63 seconds, Barry Robson.
It was a very clever free kick. It's always quite close in range, and that makes it difficult to get the ball up and over the wall and down again. It was clever, he kept it lower.
Well, Lee Miller is hurt now. Derek Young is hardly able to move out there. They've had Barry Nicholson go off injured and Richard Foster go off injured. Just a smack in the face for Miller. And Aberdeen have certainly had a few slaps in the face in other ways this afternoon. And Barry Robson scores just over a minute into his debut.
And what quality they have in the wide players. Robson, Nakamura, McGeady.
Here's Lee Naylor, unable to pick out Venegor of Hesseling. Robson, Hinkle, and Robson will get a free kick. Take off Nakamura, free kick specialist. You bring on Robson, free kick specialist. It's McGeady, and turned over by Langfield, and if it wasn't for him today, by the way, Celtic could have had 8 or 9 by now.
Yeah, you're right, he's done well. Again, it's just terrible defending. It's also very good play from McGeady.
Barry Robson will take this corner. A dream start to life at Celtic for Robson. And Robson whipping that one onto the roof of the net. But not so long ago, he found the back of the net.
Well, as I said, it was central. It's quite close. But when you keep it low, and it's pinpoint with its accuracy, that's great to see for him.
Well, he scored 7 goals in January for Dundee United, Barry Robson, including a couple against Aberdeen. And he's carrying on from where he left off in February, albeit at a different club. Celtic are going to bring on Chris Killen for a fleeting appearance in place of Jan Vennegoor and Hesselink shortly. Now, that was a grand entrance from Barry Robson.
Yeah, I think the only surprise was he didn't get on the park a bit earlier. Thought he might have even made an entrance at half-time. That was good timing.
Walker. Vennegoor, Hesselink won that, and Celtic fancy number 6. McGeady toying with Aberdeen again. And he's found Scott Brown, and look at the room that he's got. Just put it the wrong side of Vennegoor Hesselink, and he's taken a knock as well, Brown.
Well, you can see Darren Mackey there tracking back. He just catches Brown and he'll carry on. Again, you saw the tenacity as well as the quality of McGeady in the build up to that move, just shrugging off Scott Severin. It's a very disappointed Jimmy Calderwood, expecting so much more today.
5 goals last weekend for Celtic, 5 goals this weekend. Darren Mackey and Naylor got whacked on the head then. Aberdeen heading towards their biggest defeat at home since 1999. And Celtic walloped them. And Aberdeen has still got 10 minutes to get through. Celtic in formidable form. And they may not have finished teasing Aberdeen yet. Never mind Aberdeen, it's only Bayern Munich here next. Hinkle. Brown. Hartley. Every pass applauded by the army of Celtic fans. Samaras flicked that on, and Barry Robson is through. And Venegora Hesseling is in the middle. Jamie Langfield plucks that one out of the air. Maybury. A dismal day for Aberdeen, but Celtic have been quite breathtaking. If only it was like this every week, but it is for Celtic at the moment. 5-1. Kilmarnock in the cup, 5-1 in Aberdeen in the league.
The interesting thing's going to be whether Gordon Strachan brings Donati back in midfield. He was ill for this one, but it's not been a good one for him to miss. This is just showing you in midfield how strong Celtic can be with Hartley in there giving the balance. They've had perfect width as well today.
Aberdeen would quite like to hit the showers, but they've still got a few more minutes of torment. Celtic unrelenting, and Aberdeen just can't get near the ball.
Yeah, it's been classy, it's been clinical, and more than that, it really boosts players when they can get to an end of a game like this and just stroke the ball about. Continues the momentum for them.
Aberdeen get to see a bit of the ball. Scott Brown. No foul by Walker, and Severin finds his route to goal blocked. Barry Robson tracked his run anyway. Corner kick for Aberdeen. But it's only minor resistance. They have been shrugged off, brushed aside with disdain by Celtic today. Walker's corner was absolutely awful. Brown and McGeady, and he'll take some catching. McGeady closing down. Well, he deserves another goal for the way he's played today.
On this break, 9 Celtic players all sprinting forward. McGeady at the top of it. It's a poor finish. I think he's just got to strike through this one.
Well, Jan Venegora of Hesseling couldn't make the score sheet today, but he did make a positive contribution for Celtic. He's replaced by Chris Killen, and this is the 20th time that he has come off the bench this season. Sent off here last season, playing for Hibs. Happier memories this time around, especially if he manages to get in on the act. Severin, Derek Young hobbling. He's not got much left in him to cross, but Aberdeen, having used all their subs, had to keep him out there.
He's really struggling.
Maybury's cross goes away from Severin. The football has flowed from Celtic today, and there's a good chance it'll flow from Arsenal tomorrow when they take on Blackburn in the Barclays Premier League. You can see it on Setanta Sports 1 from 7. Into the final 5 minutes. There were nearly 15,000 inside Pittodrie today, but there's been a steady flow of departures from the Aberdeen section. Have Celtic finished toying with Aberdeen, or are they going to score again? McGeady's cross. Chris Killen trying to get a glimpse. Hartley. Samaras. Scott Brown has moved ahead of him. Hartley. Robson. Here's McGeady. Lee Naylor. Samaras. That full-time whistle will come as a relief to Aberdeen. Derek Young playing through the pain barrier, and that's slid away from Maguire. Chris Killen is onside. And foul by Killen on Walker. Rangers went 7 points clear yesterday when they beat Falkirk. How dare they? The reaction from Celtic. The gap will be back to 4 with 3 Old Firm games still to come.
Yeah, it's been emphatic from Celtic. No worry for Aberdeen. In the 9 SPL wins this season, only 1 against top 6 competition.
Here's Mackie. Derek Young. Severin. McNamara. And Walker. Never likely to trouble Boritz from there.
Yeah, Walker has worked hard in this game. Hasn't stopped trying. Got a lot to think about for Jimmy Calderwood. As I've said, Bayern Munich to come here to Pittodrie. Well, that's not going to be easy.
Aberdeen hurting after that poor showing in the CIS Cup in midweek. And feeling the pain today against the champions, who are certainly being challenged by Rangers this time around. But what a response from them today. They have been excellent. Into the last minute of the 90. The torture will soon be over for Aberdeen.
Yeah, Aberdeen have just got what they deserve today. Far too open at times, defending very poorly, and you'll get punished.
Aidan McGeady has his eye on this, so too does Dave Boose. They kept it in. Severin. It's going to be just 2 minutes of stoppage time. Can Celtic score a 6th before time is up? Brown. Chris Killen not able to sneak in. Free kick for Aberdeen. lengthy journey ahead, back to Glasgow or Ireland or wherever the Celtic fans will be going home to. Naylor. Derek Young. Every touch hurts for him. Here he is again though. Barry Robson marked his Celtic debut with the goal. Robson just ran into Severin then. There was potential for a spat between the two, but it didn't materialise. Here he is, Robson. Naylor. Caldwell. The whistle's about to go. A pulsating performance from Gordon Strachan's Celtic. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. Celebrations continue today, and Barry Robson came off the bench and scored 63 seconds into his Celtic career. Scott McDonald bagged another double. If you had to pick a star man today, then Aidan McGeady must be in with a shout, because he offered so much and he scored a glorious goal as well. Rangers opened up a 7-point gap yesterday, but that gap has been closed back to 4. Jimmy Calderwood's side disappointing again, although they had chances, they didn't take them. Celtic took theirs clinically. Nakamura started it all off, and then McGeady. He is just wonderful to watch. He's having a memorable season. Scott McDonald brought down and scored from the penalty spot. McGeady, just look at that. Wizardry. And McDonald claimed his 23rd of an incredible season. Aberdeen did get one. A rare goal, all too rare for Lee Miller of late. But then Barry Robson came on and became a part of the Celtic family, and they kind of took to him straight away. Rangers, beware. The old enemy are coming to get you. It's finished at Pittodrie. Aberdeen 1, Celtic 5.
Here's another famous 5 for Celtic. They outclassed Kilmarnock in the Cup last weekend. Aberdeen couldn't live with the champions today. 4 points in it again at the top of the SPL. Reaction next. For Rangers Celtic, Motherwell and Hearts this weekend in the SPL. Draws at Tannadice and Love Street. All the action tonight on the full SPL from 11. So Tata Sports 2 with Jim Duffy and John Hartson joining Jim Delahunt in the studio. And all the goals from Scotland, England and around Europe on the Midnight Goals show. That's on Tata Sports 1. Emphatic from Celtic at Pittodrie. Never much doubt about where the points were heading after Shinsuke Nakamura fired Celtic in front, and Darren Mackie passed up a couple of great opportunities to get Aberdeen on the score sheet. You don't want to do that with Aidan McGeady. Don't give him a glimpse. Aberdeen punished for 2-0. Scott McDonald with his 22nd goal of the season. 3-0 at half-time. McGeady magic 2 minutes into the second half. And that was McDonald again for number 23. 4-0. 4-1 when Lee Miller fired in off the underside of the crossbar, but it wasn't going to make much of a difference. When you're making your Celtic debut, you want to get off to a good start, and it doesn't get much better than that for Barry Robson. 5-1. 5 goals, 5 wins on the trot for Celtic, and back to 4 points in it at the top of the Clydesdale Bank Premier League. And that doesn't do Celtic's goal difference any harm either. Plus 40 in terms of that, but still 4 points between the dynamic duo. Rangers 56 and Celtic on 52. Aberdeen as they were 33 points and 5 adrift of Motherwell, who've also got 3 games in hand on them. Well, that's Aberdeen's heaviest defeat here at Pittodrie since December 1999, when Celtic came here and won by 6-0. That is damaging to morale. That's maybe an understatement, with Bayern Munich coming here on Thursday night. Aberdeen picking up injuries to add to the insult of being beaten at home by 5-1 today by Celtic. A couple of Burleys with me in the studio. Craig's here and Scotland manager George is here as well. Two sides to the story. Aberdeen were very poor, George, but Celtic didn't do much wrong, did they?
Well, they carried on from last week. Scored another 5 goals. Some of their attacking play was, top draw stuff. Second half, they really dominated and they could have scored more. But I said before, there's still a long way to go. They've narrowed the gap. The goal difference could mean a big difference at the end of the day. So it was a great win for them today.
Aberdeen paid the price, Craig, for spurning opportunities.
They actually started not too bad in the game. Mackie had a couple of chances, as you said, but they defended really poorly. They were all over the shop at the back. McGeady got too much time and space in the ball. McDonald was coming off, shot, spinning in behind, getting plenty of space. I thought the two lads in midfield played at a breeze, Hartley and Brown. I thought they were excellent. Hartley gets better as every season goes by. I think he matures, he understands the game, he doesn't bomb about like he used to do. He just picks and chooses when he gets forward and he mops things up, and Brown's learning the game, obviously a big money move, and I thought it was a blessing for them that Donati went downhill. Hopefully nothing wrong with the lad, but I really like those two in the midfield. I just think they give him a good platform to go and play. But Aberdeen, I fear for them against Bayern Munich. I really do. If they defend like that and allow Bayern Munich that type of time and space, it won't be 5, it'll be 7 or 8, and that's the big worry for Jimmy Calderwood.
You'll have guessed who the man of the match was. Here he is with Stuart Lovell.
Aidan, I guess you must have enjoyed being part of such a fine display from Celtic today.
Yeah, of course. Football was tremendous. Obviously the result was the most important thing, but I think the football to go along with it was equally good, and that's carrying on from last week as well after another good performance.
From your own perspective, 1 goal and 2 assists, you must have been more than pleased with your own performance.
Yeah, I was pleased with my performance, obviously, but I think the most important thing is that we got 3 points, obviously, with Rangers winning yesterday. The fact of the matter is my job is to get balls into the box and crosses and set up goals, and that's what I'll be able to do this season, and with hard work it's paying off.
And that was your 8th goal of the season. Have you made a conscious effort to add that to your game?
Definitely, yeah. The last couple of seasons I've not scored nearly enough goals for a midfielder. If you look at guys like Ronaldo in the Premiership, I shouldn't have used him as an example, but you look at other players that get maybe double figures every season, and last 2 seasons I've scored 5 and 6 goals, so I've definitely made a conscious effort this season to try and score more.
It was a wonderful bit of skill for you for the 4th goal for Celtic today, Scott McDonald's 2nd goal. Is it that bit of skill? I think they call it the double drag back. Is that something you've practiced, perfected on the training ground?
Well, it's just something I've obviously worked on it when I was younger, but it's one of those ones that if it comes off and it looks amazing, if it doesn't, you look a fool. But thankfully today it came off, and obviously Scott was at the back post to stick it in.
And it looked like you had to be persuaded to be talked off the free kick when Barry Robson scored the goal. He was very keen to make an impact.
I wasn't. I was just having a laugh with him. I was only kidding on, saying you've only got one chance because knack is off. That was what I was saying to him. But no, he stuck it away well, and obviously delighted for him to get a goal in his debut.
Must ask you about the booking. You didn't look very happy at all with the referee for handing out a card. Did you feel it was very soft?
Yeah, I was trying to explain to him what I'd done, and I didn't even pull him back. It was just a sort of tangle of arms, and one sort of tackle, one foul, and I got another booking against me. Don't know what I've gone into it too much, but it seems to happen this week now. But it's disappointing.
It's the 2nd successive week that Celtic has scored 5 goals away from home and 7 wins in a row. You must feel like you're hitting form at just the right time of the season.
Yep, I think we're hitting form at the right time, like you said, and I think everything's starting to come together now. We're playing good football. Like today, I don't think there was any failures in the park at all. Went 11, we played well. Everybody played their part. So hitting form at the right time, going into the decide months of the season, I think.
Well, not surprisingly, you're the Clydesdale Bank man of the match. Thoroughly deserved. Well done.
Okay, thanks. Cheers.
He played well for the Republic of Ireland against Brazil during the week, and the boys from Brazil would have been proud of that little delicious bit of skill leading up to Scott McDonald's 2nd goal of the game. A man of the match, not too much doubt about it. There's no point in bemoaning, George, that he decided to play for Ireland. That decision's been done and dusted for a while, but he's a special talent, isn't he?
Yeah, a big shame, he can't play for Scotland, but he's certainly got that ability to go past people. You can see he's got quick feet, he's got a number of different tricks, and he's scoring scoring goals as well. So all round, he's maturing, and he's a top winger now with somebody that can make goals and score them.
He's unplayable at times when his confidence is up, Craig.
And he looks happy. He's happy. I've seen him in an interview. I interviewed him quite a few times, and he always looks a bit glum, even when he's put in a very good performance. And he looks as if he's enjoying his football. Stuart said to him in the interview there about, does he work on that? It's just instinctive, that little bit of skill, it's ability. And 3 or 4 occasions in the match, he got Alan Maybury one-on-one on the edge of the box, and Maybury backed off into the box. That's just danger signs, because his feet are so quick once he gets in his position. He just shifts it from right to left. If Maybury dives in, it's a penalty kick. And what he has added to his game is end product. He was missing that bit of end product. He's got all the ability, but he's now added the goals, as he said, and the final delivery. And you've got to back him up. You've got to get another player out there. You've got to be 2v1. If you leave him 1-on-1 with a fullback, then 9 times out of 10 he will skin that fullback.
We talked earlier on, George, about Celtic scraping through in some league games against Kilmarnock and Falkirk just by the odd goal, an own goal against Kilmarnock, an offside goal it was against Falkirk. They're not scraping through now, are they?
No, that's 2 weeks in a trot. I've seen them and they've been excellent. I think they're in a rich vein of form. They've got competition for places. They can change it with quality players on the bench. So as I say, it's you can see them winning game after game. So it's going to be really big competitive with Rangers to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Rangers have won 7 on the trot, Craig. That's 5 on the bounce for Celtic. It is shaping up to be a great finish to the title race.
It will be when somebody eventually tells us when these Old Firm games are going to be, because there's 3 Old Firm games. We know when one of them's going to be. The one that was off at the New Year because of the death of Phil O'Donnell hasn't been rearranged yet, so they're going to be a big say in what happens. But they're playing well, and Barry Robson coming on, nice left foot in there. As I said, the 2 lads in midfield. I think Paul Hartley, when he was left out of the team the other week, must have been thinking, Massimo Donati, he's a skillful player, but I can come in there and do a better job. And I thought, McGeady got all the plaudits today, but I really thought those 2 were excellent in the middle of the park. They played at a breeze. Severin and the young lad from Middlesbrough and Lowen Walker never got close to them. And it was just all round a hugely disappointing day from Aberdeen's point of view, but a wonderful performance from Celtic.
Don't expect Jimmy Calderwood to have a smile on his face. Here's the Aberdeen manager now.
Jimmy, how'd you go about dissecting your team's performance today?
To be honest, Scott, I thought we started the game really well. Derrick's had a chance. We were on the front foot. Celtic weren't causing too many problems. We've had a great chance with Darren. I think it was at 0-0 at that moment. And goals, can change games. I say to Gordon there, I think, if we'd have got the first goal, we took confidence from that. And as I say, we started the game well. We'd got a crowd right behind us. Celtic got a sloppy one when we're down to 10 men. Take nothing away for their play, and they took a massive boost for that. Then I think it was 1-0 when we missed another great opportunity to get back into it. And I think the quality finishing was superb from them and poor from us. And when teams that are playing with that confidence get on top, as you well know, then when they're playing with confidence, they knock the ball a bit for fun. And I think probably young Aiden's what he done with was it the 4th goal, probably summed up the confidence they were playing with. It was absolutely fabulous for any person that loved watching football. And another day I would have been excited and all, but knowing it's against your own team, and that probably summed up their performance when they were playing with confidence. As I say, it would have been interesting to see what would happen if we'd have got the first goal at that moment in time. I think we were in the ascendancy with the front foot, and but it never happened. And in the end, we're well beaten, and we've suffered a few injuries also, which makes it even harder.
Yeah, just talking about the injuries, how much do you feel you were affected by the loss of Nicholson fairly early on the game, and also Xander Diamond early in the second half? Yeah,
well, they're big players for us, and then Derek Young got a bad one and he couldn't do any further. We brought Foster on, he ended up with an injury. I mean, looks in an emergency ward in there at the moment, with a massive game coming up. But we've just got to get on with it. Just feeling sorry for ourselves, nobody else will. We've got a great game to look forward to. This is done and dusted now, I'm afraid, and we've took 2 massive hidings in especially 4 or 5 days. We've got to pick ourselves up, as I thought it did, to be honest, in the first half. I said to them in there, they kept battling away, but when it's 3-4-1, you know, it's very, very difficult. But you know, they never had. Young Josh Walker, I think, epitomised that. He kept looking for the ball. He looked very, very tired, but he kept looking and trying to play, as Severin did. You know, Gordon could put his substitutes on and you know, give them all a game. Barry scoring obviously taking another massive lift for him. So it was all in all, it was probably a great day for Celtic and a very bad one for us.
Do you know much about the extent of the injuries to the players that came off today? Are they likely to be back in contention for your game against Bayern Munich in midweek?
Looking in there at the moment, it looks very doubtful if Barry Nicholson or Derek Young will be fit. Diamond's been battling on a wee bit in the last few weeks with his ankle. We'll see how he is. And Foster, I think, should be okay.
How do you go about lifting the players after this result?
Well, as I say, you know, I thought, especially in the beginning of the game, I thought they'd done very well. You know, going for it might sound crazy when you got beat 5-1, but you know, and it goals this change game with a total massive lift in confidence because we started that well. And from that, I mean, we might still have got beat. But I don't think it was anything like that because at that moment in time we're playing well, and you know, it was a great chance, and we never took it. That could have changed it, but it wasn't to be.
Thanks for your time, Jimmy.
Cheers.
It's not the way Aberdeen would have wanted to have built up to a massive match on Thursday night here when Bayern Munich come to town. They've lost 9 goals in 6 days and they've picked up injuries, as Jimmy was saying there, to Diamond and Nicholson and Foster and Young, just to add to their problems. George, does the fear factor come into it for Aberdeen facing the might of Bayern Munich?
Well, when things are going against you, it's not easy. As Jim said, the chances early on, if they score a goal, they get the confidence, you know, back from midweek. Then they get injury, 1, then 2 or 3. So it all seems to go against you. But no matter what, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, they've done tremendously well to get so far. So, you know, they've got to get, you know, no good feeling sorry for themselves. They've got to get at them, put them under pressure and give it their best shot.
Jimmy said that it would have been interesting to see what would have happened had Mackie scored. Would it have made much difference, Craig, do you reckon?
Well, it might have done, I don't know. I think Darren Mackie, for me, gets himself in some good positions, but he just gets a rush of blood when he gets into those areas. He didn't sort his feet out on the first occasion. The second occasion, he did everything right. He went across the keeper, it hit the outside of the post, but there were great opportunities. I thought their biggest problem was in midfield and at the back. Forget about not taking the chances. They just didn't defend properly. They didn't do the basics. The first ball in the box from McGeady, and the big lad Booth, the big Dutchman, just jumped over the ball more or less, and Nakamura slid it in, and it was downhill from there on. I think they've got to have a bit of belief in themselves going into the Bayern Munich game, that they don't embarrass themselves. They've got to start doing the basics probably. If they don't do that, they will get absolutely hammered. So, you know, Jimmy will be saying to them, look, we need to pick ourselves up. He said it himself. They've been knocked from pillar to post the last 2 games, but they've got a massive game to look forward to, and go and test yourself against the best players.
Craig says that the problems Aberdeen were in midfield and defence, but does not scoring goals pile pressure on you at the back because you don't get what you feel you should when you go up the pitch?
Well, it's a lot to do with confidence, isn't it? You know, in front of goals, they had 1 or 2 opportunities. If you're high in confidence, you just go and hit it. You don't fear. When Aberdeen at the moment just get a little bit edgy, and then they start backing off and give, you know, Celtic too much room today because of the fear factor. As Jim said, when you start in the front foot, you want to continue that. But once maybe the first goal went in, they started, you know, stepping off Celtic, and of course against a quality team like Bayern Munich, they can't afford to do that.
McDonald, 23 goals for the season, sharpest attack.
Yeah, excellent. I said, you know, he's the potent one out of those 2. Looks sharp, comes off, spins in behind, sharp in the box. Unlike Mackie, he doesn't panic when he's in there. He has been excellent for them, and that's why, you know, maybe thought he's going to leave him one to get his hat trick. No, he's going to take him off and wrap him up in a bit of cotton wool because he can't afford to lose his goals between now and the end of the season, and he has been a wonderful signing for them, I have to say.
5 goals last weekend for Celtic, 5 goals this weekend for the defending champions. One of them for debut boy Barry Robson. We'll hear from his manager Gordon Strachan when we come back.
Don't take your eye off the ball. Clydesdale Bank, always on the ball.
There are certainly some noises coming out of this home dressing room.
Feeling good, feeling fine. Get in there! Feel like a whole wide world.
Hello kids, by the way. Get to bed.
This is the perfect day.
This chap with the baseball cap, he does it like he's got trouble written all over him.
Here we go. Could be 3-0. It is 3-0.
Where else can you get access like this?
Forest Green v Crawley, 7:15 tonight, Setanta Sports 1.
Have you found your extra fusion yet? New Extra Fusion gum from Wrigley. Delicious blends of tasty fruit flavours. Don't tell me you haven't tried it. Give Extra Fusion a go now. Free inside special extra gum multi-packs.
At moneysupermarket.com, we've got hundreds of loans, including the UK's lowest secured loan rate. Our unique Smart Search gives you your personal credit rating and shows you loans that match your profile. So if you've got a good credit history and are looking to buy a car, or even if you're just consolidating your debts, moneysupermarket.com helps you find the best loan. Whatever you're looking for, moneysupermarket.com compares the market in seconds. moneysupermarket.com, the price comparison site.
You could lower the interest rate you pay on all your different borrowings by converting them all into one low-rate homeowner loan. And with a straightforward arrangement fee, there are no hidden costs. So everything's fair and square.
Making better use of the sun's energy? No problem's a problem if you just love to fix things.
TravelSupermarket.com compares the rates of over 100,000 hotels, over 50 car hire companies, and millions of flights, comparing quotes from online travel agents, tour operators, and budget and charter airlines.
Cool. We need to fly to Barcelona.
As soon as possible. TravelSupermarket.com compares the market in seconds, making it easy for you to choose the best deal. TravelSupermarket.com, the price comparison site.
Really?
That's $9.99.
Typical, isn't it? You spend all week looking forward to the weekend, then
That's that. Yeah.
at the weekend, you just spend.
Yeah, 20.